Welcome back here on Live Impact News on the WCNC Charlotte app. We have a special guest here in studio. So our next guest, the mission of our organization is just very clear, to cultivate a positive, supportive community for families impacted by autism through education, awareness campaigns, financial assistance, all the above. They do it all. They do it all. And they make sure that families have access to essential services crucial for that post-diagnosis success. The organization I'm talking about, AJ and the Cool Kids, we've had them featured here on WCNC Charlotte. And here in studio, a Eagles fan.
Yes.
Welcome, the nonprofit's co-founder, Tanya Tolson. How are you doing,
I'm
man?
great today. How are you?
I'm doing well. I think
Yes.
we got a healthy football conversation
We
happening
sure did.
before.
Go Eagles. Go Eagles. Thank you.
How long have you been an Eagles fan?
Since I was born. My mom didn't play. The TV stayed on Channel 10. That's a local Philly station. Mm-hmm. On Sundays, we could not touch the TV. She was very serious about Philadelphia Eagles. Did not play. So we were from actually Trenton, New Jersey.
Okay.
But our home team is Philadelphia. So the New Jersey thing, either you're split Philadelphia Eagles or New York Giants. That's it. Nothing else.
Not even a Jets fan.
Not even a Jets fan.
Oh,
You're
man.
Giants or Eagles. And that's a fact. People fact check me. They'll tell you Eagles or Giants.
I got one more. We're going to get to the gala, I promise. But I find this interesting. I got two. It's a two-part question.
Mm-hmm.
I'll start with this one. Your thoughts on the A.J. Brown trade?
Oh my God, my son was so hurt. Let me tell you something.
Okay.
First, I
fair.
figured, just following AJ Brown that he was going to get traded.
Yeah.
It's just what it is.
Yeah.
He's a dynamic player. He's always wanted to play for that team. No, New England Patriots. He always wanted to play for them. And it was just a great opportunity for him, and the money was amazing. So he was going, I probably would have left. So that is, he's a phenomenal player. My husband was happy. My son was extremely hurt.
Oh, man.
He loves AJ Brown, has his cards. AJ Brown, if you're watching, you did him dirty. But but I think our team is going to be great with who we got. We're doing some really good trades behind the scenes, and I think we're going to be amazing. But he's going to be great in New England.
Okay.
Great.
Favorite Eagle of all time?
Oh my God, that is horrible. Randall Cunningham.
Ooh,
Randall
that's a
Cunningham.
good one.
Randall Cunningham. Now, McNabb was a top player.
Yeah.
I really think over the years in the organization with McNabb, he could have got a lot more notoriety than he did.
3 straight NFC Championship games are kind of unheard of.
Yes, and he did really well. But best of all time, Randall Cunningham.
Okay.
Cunningham.
We're going to have to bring Tanya back for some football analysis because the way she's breaking it down.
I talk football now. I love football.
Oh, man. All right. Let's get to the business at hand. AJ and the Cool Kids, I gave just a very brief description. I don't even know if I did it justice.
Yes, you did.
What you guys do. Can you talk about what AJ and the Cool Kids, the nonprofit, what you guys do and how it came about, just to kind of set the scene for us?
Absolutely. So it came about, my son, when he turned 1 year old, didn't reach any of the milestones that he was supposed to. He really dead stopped. He was talking up until then, mumbling, doing all the sounds. And then at 1 year old, he just stopped. And I'm an educator, so I knew something was wrong. Went to the CDSA, which is the State Department for Child Development in North Carolina. And I said, I need my son tested for autism. And they were like, ma'am, come on. He's not even 18 months. What are you talking about? And I'm like, I don't care what you say. I'm advocating for my child. He is not talking. He is not reaching milestones. Something is wrong. He was diagnosed by 18 months because I pushed. And with pushing, I got him the services that he needed, got him up to where he is, but at 3 years old, the State Department takes those services away. So what they do is they tell you, okay, now we're at 3 years old, we have to make sure that we do continuation of services, but we don't provide that. You have to find those on your own. We give you names of people. We'll send a person to your house. So when they sent the person to my house and said, okay, we're going to put him in pre-K, but he'll be in pre-K with all varying levels and all these different. And I'm like, well, that causes regression. And they said, well, sorry, that's all we offer. And I was determined not to have them there. Kept him at the daycare he was at, hired the speech and OT person directly from the private company and kept them on until he graduated from both programs, because I knew that if we didn't become his best advocate, he was not going to have that. And then talking to other parents, they were getting the same treatment. And it wasn't a bad treatment, it was just standard. This is what the state can afford. They can afford to service your child till 3, and then that is it. And then they move on and give you services, but if your insurance doesn't pay for it, if you don't have the copay, if you don't have Medicaid, it's expensive. When he was getting services, and he's 9 now, but when he was getting those, that was $80 a copay. Now your copay could be upward $125 a session.
Oh, Lord.
And that's the copay. Without the copay, I don't know what the price would be. Like, it's very expensive. And depending on the severity of level of your child, so the levels of autism, which my child is a 1 and 2, but it can go up to level 4, and that's nonverbal, non-functioning, all services. So you're talking about speech, which is something they might need depending on the severity 3 times a week. And you're talking about occupational therapy, which is teaching them fine and gross motor skills 3 times a week, as well as maybe if they have some physical limitations, physical therapy and ABA. So all these services you're telling me I need, and I don't qualify for Medicaid, and that's the truth for most working families. They don't qualify for Medicaid or those extra things. You're asking them through your insurance, and you're getting the diagnosis, but a lot of people are getting diagnosed, so they're starting to up those copays, so it's really sad. So we said, all right, we hear the parents, we hear the voices, let's start giving these parents some relief that they need. So what I do on my end, I sit in IEP meetings for free. Parents don't know what they can put in their IEPs.
Yeah.
They can put the services that their child needs. They tailor it to what their child needs in the least restrictive educational environment. And that is what we're supposed to offer. And you'd be very surprised that some of these schools give them the bare minimum. So I, as an advocate, go in and sit in these meetings, and I help them navigate through those spaces, as well as picking an ABA company that's great for them, because so many different ones offer different things, whether it's in-home or out-of-home, or sometimes people need them on the weekends, and some of these places do provide them, but you have to find them. So we put it in a nice box, what they need and what they're looking for, and in addition, we provide money to pay for it.
How many families, if you could, I don't even know if you're counting, but at this point, but how many families have you guys helped or in the process of helping?
And the 4 years that we've been in business, I've sat in at least 15 IEP meetings. About 25 to 30 families have been serviced. Almost over 250 families have been touched or reached out to us. And that's across the United States. I don't only service North Carolina. I've helped people in Texas. I've helped people in New Jersey. I just tell them when they reach out to me, just give me a chance to find out what their laws are, because I never want to step on something and say, I know everything. I don't. I make sure I do my research before I go back to that family and say, okay, well, in your state and in your county specific, this is what you can do and this is what's available to you. So I'm very specific in what I do in the research and how I help families.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. And I want to shout out to your husband, too, because he does great work.
My husband does work, Antonio Tosin. He does work alongside me, and actually this year he started a campaign to help dads. And it was really disparaging to know that autism moms were getting all the credit. Autism moms, you're great. This is what you're doing. But no, my husband was like, hey, I'm in the back. I'm over here. So actually, this idea is his. AJ and the Cool Kids was his brainchild, because I literally looked him in the face and said, nobody's giving us any money, sir. I don't know what you thought this was going to do, but it's not going anywhere. And here we are 4 years later, and we're one of the top premier autism help people in the area, and getting assistance from other organizations around as well, teaching us the game and knowing what we're doing for families, and they stepped in and helped us as well.
Before we get to the gala, and I promise, guys,
no,
I want to talk about the gala.
You're good.
Can you talk about the partnership between you and Antonio? Like, what does your husband mean to you in that capacity of running a nonprofit, helping so many families?
Ooh, first of all, that's my safe space. When stuff gets crazy, I'm like, Tony, listen, I don't know if I can do this. So he is my definite safe space, and to tell me, you can do it. Like, we can do this together. I'm right here by you, and we're not changing that. And the fact that he branched off into making it a thing for dads and having discussions for dads and them being able to express themselves, because him growing up with his former WCNC interview, he talked about how men aren't really, taught to express their feelings. Don't you cry, don't you say anything.
Yeah.
If you have something going on, you can tough it out. And that's not the case. And guys are really having mental breakdowns because of situations like this. Whatever the situation is, and it's not just having a child with special needs, it's anything. And
Yeah.
that's what his platform is. And it took me to realize that he has feelings too. Like, as a wife, sometimes we really don't look at that and we go, oh, you are over there feeling. Like, I didn't realize how the diagnosis affected him as well. Like, it really affected him, and I had to, put his feelings into line and find out what he wanted to do as a result of being this. Because you as a dad have all these dreams for your first son.
Yeah.
He's going to play football. He's going to play these sports. And my son does that. And that is the other thing that we make dads realize. Don't look at that piece of paper that they give you to say they're not going to do anything. They told me my son would never talk. Now he talks our head off. So, sometimes we're like, all right, AJ, all right. So those are the things we tell them, don't let the diagnosis define you. Like, things happen. And things, God doesn't make any mistakes. I don't want, put religion out there, but God knows what he puts in everybody's lives.
Oh, for sure.
And he gave us AJ for a reason, to be this platform and to be this voice, because my child is completely neurotypical. Our first daughter is completely neurotypical.
Yeah.
And then we get somebody who's neurodiverse, and we had to learn. I don't want the viewers to think I know everything. I don't. I research every day. And I make sure that I do not give false information. If there's something I don't know, I'm honest with my parents and families. I don't know.
You're willing to learn. I mean,
I'm willing to
you're
learn.
learning together. I mean, that's all people want. That's really what a lot of people want. Just transparency and, hey, we're doing this journey together.
Yes, and we do it together. We're in tandem, and what's great about my husband, I actually like him. Some people,
That's important. That's important. I like that.
that's important. I like him. You can love somebody all day and can't stand them.
My mama said the same thing.
And I really like my husband. Like, we do this, and I want people to know that there are things we bump heads on.
Yes.
We're like, we want to do it this way. And he's like, no, I really, this is the creative direction I want to go in, and then we come in the middle somewhere. Because you're not always going to agree. And I don't want this fairy tale lifestyle to be like, oh, look at them, they're so, we bump heads sometimes, because sometimes I don't know what's best for what men think and the space for men, and I have to let him lead that.
Yeah.
And sometimes as a woman who is dominant, I'm pretty strong-headed, I'll be like, well, why don't you do it this way? He's like, no, when did you become a man? And he's right. So that leads me to him Saturday, and yes, we will get to the gala viewers, but tomorrow he has a dad's discussion at AmeriHealth, and that's on Wilkerson Boulevard, and it's open to the public. It starts at 11, and if anybody can come out, come out. It's open to the public for men to just come and discuss, and lunch is on us, so we're feeding you too. But it is a time for men and special needs can mean so many things. So I want to put that out there. You can have a child with sickle cell. You can have a child with Down syndrome.
Yeah.
Severe ADHD, whatever that thing is that you have, come out and talk about it. And we want you to know that that's a safe space that we're going to have every month for men to come out and really talk about how this affects them, because sometimes we don't have an outlet. They go on a closed door and they cry on what happened with them, but they never express it to the public. And that's what we want to be. I will not be there. I'll be there to set up, but you won't see me, because it really is truly, with fidelity, a man's place that they can be and have that private space.
Let's get to the gala.
Okay.
Let's talk about the gala.
Yes.
The Roaring 20s, AJ and the Cool Kids Gala,
Yes.
August 8th at Claremont Health Park.
Yes.
It's going to be a good time.
It is going to be a good time. And we have you as a host, Nick,
Okay,
as hosting.
all right. I ain't want to brag or nothing.
Listen, brag, sir. So we will have you there, and we are very honored that you chose to come in and host our gala.
I'm honored to be there.
And what we did this year that's different, we're still honoring a family, and that's the premise of our gala. So to the viewers that are just seeing me for the first time, the premise of our gala is our biggest fundraiser of the year, and we raise money and we give it directly back to the families, and also create an operating budget so we can help families during the year. So we honor one family, we do an interview process, and we're going through that right now, and we pick a family that, regardless of income, regardless of income, can come and be honored and let them know that we see them and that we know the struggle and that we're here to help. And we give them a stipend to do whatever they want with, not to use for services. When you're picked as a family, you get a certain amount of dollars to use on you and your family, whether it be for vacation, massages, whatever's going to give you that downtime from your child. We encourage them not to use the money for their child, but that usually goes out the window.
And this is video from a previous right there.
Yes,
You see it on your screen.
So we had that beautiful lady that was a former anchor at WCNC that hosted for us that year, and she got some impactful. She learned a lot when she hosted our gala to see what we're doing. And a new thing we're doing this year that I'm really proud of is that we're honoring the workers.
Yeah.
This year we're honoring somebody from Above and Beyond Therapy, and he's a RBT, and what that means is a registered behavior technician.
Yeah.
And we're honoring him to let him know that he's not overlooked as well. A lot of people don't realize that the workers are the one that really help us. My speech and OT therapist, I keep in touch with them actually and still send them pictures of AJ. And because sometimes they just want to know, like, what happened to that client? Are they talking? What's happening? So I keep their personal numbers and I send them pictures every year. This is AJ, this is how he's thriving. But nobody looks at the hard work they do because they're the ones getting sometimes hit and, cried and tantrums and all those things, and they're controlling those behaviors and teaching our kids how to behave or whatever services they need, and then they're like, thank you because you're getting paid. No, they need to be recognized.
Yeah.
Just like, when we go to work, yes, we're getting paid for our job, but sometimes it feels good to get those awards and those accolades for what we do every day, even though we enjoy it. It's great to be acknowledged to let us know that they're working on. So the young man that we chose is from Above and Beyond Therapy, and his name is Nathaniel. And actually, he's going to find out either if he's watching this or he's going to find out next week when I meet with him and do an interview and ask him, why did he get into this business? This is a hard business.
Yeah.
And RBTs don't get paid a lot. They don't. And he decided to be with this particular family who asked me to nominate him. And he is so above and beyond, for lack of a better term, that he went on vacation with them with no pay so they can enjoy their vacation.
Wow.
And that is literally out of his job description. But he made sure that they can have a great vacation. So he took Lucas and went and did whatever he wanted to do with them while the family enjoyed the park. So those are the stories you don't hear about. Those are what you don't see when it comes to those workers and those physical therapists and occupational therapists and RBTs who's working hard every day and takes the work home with them. If they feel like something didn't go well that day, they're upset as well. Yeah. But they give us the techniques and they do things, but they're well invested in how our kids move and how we work. So that is what we do. We chose the theme Under the Cherry Moon as a nod to Prince. And he did a movie, and I'm telling my age, but he did a movie back in the day that was based on Roaring Twenties, is in black and white, and we decided to take that on, and we do a new theme every year, and that's what sets us apart too. A lot of organizations go with the same theme, and they're like, hey, we're going to do this. We do a theme reveal every year, and it's a theme for it, so people like getting dressed up, and we've done from Arabian Nights to Roaring Twenties, that's this year, to Mardi Gras. So we make sure that we make it fun for our guests as well as raising money.
One of Prince's quirkier movies. I mean,
yes.
Purple Rain was a little straightforward.
Yes.
This one is very quirky.
Yes, it was quirky and strange.
Strange.
There's no plot in it. There's no rhyme or reason. Just we're in black and white, and it was like I got finger waves. It was so crazy. So, but he, a phenomenal artist, and. When I tell people, I give them both sides. I'm like either Great Gatsby or Harlem Nights. Whatever movie you watch, that's what we do. So people are excited. They're like, I haven't gotten my dress. I said, me either. So it's really, they really like our themes. And when people come, they usually outdress me because they go all out. They order things like, this is what I've gotten. I just want you to see. Is this appropriate? So people get excited, and we have great raffles. We're usually sponsored by Tito's, and it's the Love Tito's brand. So there's a difference with getting sponsored by the actual liquor company and their nonprofit side. And their nonprofit side is called Love Tito's, and they reach out to inner city communities and help anybody who needs with branding and everything like that. It's not about the alcohol. It's about how we can touch communities with our nonprofit side.
That is awesome. That is so awesome. I just want to shout out Pierre. He's sitting right. He's standing right there. Wave Pierre. Wave Pierre. Awesome photojournalist.
Yes.
I'll let you chop it up with Pierre soon. But before we get to Pierre, how can folks support? How can folks get tickets? Tickets still available? Are they still available? Okay,
yes. Listen, they just went on sale June 1st. Please buy these tickets. They're on Give Butter, but if you can't find the site on Give Butter, it's under ajandthecoolkids.org.
Oh man! All right, I can't wait. Did I tell y'all that I'm hosting this event? All right.
You did mention it.
I need y'all there so y'all can come see Nick. He is going to be there. I need y'all there.
Oh, Tanya, thank you for stopping by.
Thank y'all for having me. And guys, if y'all can pick up also my husband's book called A Father's Voice. That is giving a perspective on male perspective on how he felt when my son was diagnosed with autism. It's called A Father's Voice. It's available on Amazon. And if you can come out tomorrow, Wilkerson Boulevard, AmeriHealth, right there on Wilkerson Boulevard, a dad's discussion from 11 to 1.
And he will be a guest on 704 Unfiltered coming up.
Yes.
In about a week or so. He'll be here in studio. So I can't wait to have that conversation with Antonio.
That's exciting. So guys, please, ajandthecoolkids.org. You can find all our events, everything that we do for the community, who we touched, and where we're going to be. Appreciate you guys.
Oh, man. Awesome stuff there. Let's head to break. We'll be back here in just 2 minutes here on Live Impact News on the WCNC Charlotte.